What's up, guys? This is a video showing how I set up MudRunner. To the guys that are not new to this game, that are already fans of this game, this is probably information you already know. To the guys that are new to this game, that want to mod this game, that they want to use mods, this is important information. First off, let me start off by saying that the MudRunner tool is essential to this game. We cannot do what we want to do without it. Um, and this is the best time to play this game because the developers have moved on to SnowRunner and they're no longer updating this game, which is fantastic because every time they would update the game, they would break the mod tool. Um, so this is what pretty much we've been waiting for. Um, so in the description to this video, I'm going to leave a link, and in that link, though, you can download this file called Nick's MudRunner Setup. Once you have that downloaded, go ahead and extract it to your desktop. And once you do that, you'll see these files in here. Now, in these files, I have included the MudRunner tool, the application. So go ahead and open that and follow the steps. Okay, I already have it installed. Okay, so once you have it installed, the MudRunner tool will open. And once it opens, go to Mod Settings, this tab right here, and where it says MudRunner Directory, enter the path to your MudRunner folder. So on my system, it is C program files times 86, Steam, Steam apps, common, MudRunner. Once you have that path set, click install. Mine's already installed. Okay, click apply, then OK. And if you want to add the editor directory, you can do that as well by adding the path to the MudRunner editor. Click install, apply, and OK. Don't click cancel like I did. I clicked cancel because I already had it installed. Um, so if you did that correctly, you'll have these two buttons here. You'll have the MudRunner and the editor. If you have the editor installed on your game and on your system. Um, so before we launch the game, let's go over some more customization uh, files and settings that I have. So open up your MudRunner directory. And let's go to so in that file I included these datetime files. What this is the daytimes out of the USA DLC. So the original daytimes in the game are very gray looking. It looks like it's almost about to rain. Um, and the USA DLC, the daytimes are more, it's sunny, it's more vibrant colors. I like that. Some guys like to use shader mods and the shaders things. If you guys want to use those, go ahead. I don't. I like the way the USA daytimes look. So to overwrite the old daytimes and that you always have the USA daytimes, this is what you do. Open the media zip folder, go to classes, daytimes, and take these three files and replace them. So now you'll have the USA daytimes all the time. Obviously during the day, you'll still have the nights, but during the day it's going to be sunny all the time. And gets rid of that gray look. Okay, so next step would be, let's see, the mesh cache. So open the mesh cache, and right here you have the default driver and the USA driver. So the default driver, I use the default driver because I use a custom driver. I made my own skins for him. But if you're on a map that has the USA content in it, it's gonna put the USA driver in. So you'll have that like lumberjack looking driver. I don't like using him, so I like to use my custom driver. So to use my driver all the time, I take this file right here and I just replace it. And now I'll have the default driver with my custom skins all the time. And one more thing in the mesh cache. Go to, I already have it deleted, so go to environment underscore mud underscore particle. So look for the mud particle and it'll be right here. It'll be in between these two. What the mud particle is these clumps of mud that build up around your tire. Not the mud that forms on the tire. These clumps of mud that I cannot stand. I hate them. If you guys want to get rid of them, take that environment underscore mud particle file and delete it, and it'll be gone. No more mud chunks. Okay, so that's it for the mesh cache. Let's go to the texture cache. And in the files I included my custom driver, not my head. I didn't send you my head, that would be weird. But I did send you the skins for the clothes. I have a black Nix 909 shirt with some jeans on. If you guys want to use these skins, you can. That's what it'll look like. And replace it. So the default driver will now have updated skins. And one more thing in texture cache, if you go to the GIU block right here, what this is the red border that goes around the map, at the edge of the map. I can't stand that either. I hate that. So if you want to get rid of that, then take this file, GUI block, and replace it. And that will get rid of that red border. Okay, and one more thing before we go into the game settings. If you go to intro.bink, okay, what this is when you start the game, you get that focus intro with the music and the loud noise and all that stuff. If you want to get rid of that, just take this file and delete it. So now when you launch the game, it'll go right to the main menu, which is awesome. Okay, so that's it for the game files. So let's go ahead and launch the game, do the MudRunner tool, and let's go through the settings. So graphics quality, let's click on these three dots. So these are the settings I use. So enable motion blur. What that is was when the tire is spinning, it creates this blurring effect around the tire. If you want to get rid of that, take that off. I do. Enable FXAA. I believe that's for consoles. I'm not sure. I just turned that off. Enable depth of field effect. So what that is when you zoom in on a vehicle, it creates this blurring effect. And if you want to get rid of that, turn that off. Another thing I turn off is enable distortion effect. So what the distortion effect is the steam that comes off the engine and the exhaust. It creates like this morphing effect of heat. If you like that, keep that on. I don't like that. I turn that off. Okay. Everything else here is pretty self-explanatory. I turn my camera sensitivity down. My sound, I usually will run about right here. But for the video, I turned it down. I like to leave my sound kind of low because especially some of the mods they have these really loud engine sounds. Um, so I try to keep mine lower. All this is pretty self-explanatory. Oh, center camera on truck. My opinion, this is the best view. Um, the other camera view, I don't really understand it, honestly. Um, all this pretty self-explanatory. Um, I turn off the show HUD on Steam screenshot, so when you take a screenshot, you won't see any of your HUD. You'll just see the truck on the map. Okay, so advanced settings, this is the mod tool. Okay, this is not in the original game. So open the advanced settings, and under gameplay, you'll have additional settings. So disable game files check. I believe that's for like if you have like shaders or something in the multiplayer, or it'll allow you to use those. Um, light sync in multiplayer, that's so you can see other people's lights. Um, increase camera zoom of range. I turned that all the way up. You can zoom way out, way in. Um, camera zoom sensitivity, I turned that down. Um, radius of activity of physical objects. So what that is the circle once you're in the advanced menu where you can repair a truck or change into a different truck. So you're increasing that circumference to 200 meters. Um, so I turned that all the way up. Uh, let's see, disable VSync. I believe it doesn't uh, cap your FPS. I think it'll allow you to go over whatever. Um, and then I enable built-in reshade. That's for the guys that like to use reshaders. I don't. I use the USA daytimes. Settings or gameplay. Sorry. Um, time of day. Freeze time of day. I like to freeze the time of day. You can turn that off if you like it to have the duration. Um, let's see. Spawn locators. That's we can always spawn if there's spawn locators in the map. Allow cheats. Uh, battery powered winch. This is important. So if you roll over, you could still use your winch. And the range, this will allow you to adjust it. Might as well just turn it all the way up to 40 meters. Um, always show dev tools. That is, if you want to spawn trucks in game, you can also repair the trucks, add fuel, and adjust the time of day or from night to day through the dev tools. Disable damage. I always turn that on because you know some guys like to play with damage because they want to be like realistic, but the damage itself is not realistic. Like you drive over a rock and your whole suspension just blows up. It's like it looks terrible. So I turn that on. I disable it's basically visible damage because you still get damage in game. You can still damage your vehicle out. It's just not visible. So I turn that on and and show all add-ons in Garage multiplayer. So yeah, I think that's it. That covers the settings that I use. If you guys have other suggestions, put them in the comments, or um, if anybody has questions, you could answer their questions. Uh, and yeah, I guess that's it. That's how I set up MudRunner, and hopefully this was helpful. And thanks for watching, guys.